11 gestures or signs that a woman secretly likes you. Stoicism. Modern Stoic. The quieter you become, the more you can hear. Ram Dass. Welcome back to Blessing of Stoicism, where we don't chase feelings, we read them with calm clarity. Now imagine this. You're in the middle of a conversation with a woman. Her smile lingers a little too long. There's that sparkle in her eyes when you speak. Maybe she laughs at your jokes, more than she needs to. The vibe feels right, but then doubt creeps in. That timeless question every man has asked himself, does she actually like me? Or is she just being friendly? Here's a truth most men overlook. Women are masters of subtlety. Their signs of interest aren't loud or obvious. They're whispered in glances, gestures, and micro-expressions. A tilt of the head, a touch on the arm, a playful challenge. These are the signs that speak louder than words, if you know how to see them. But sadly, most men, distracted, reactive, and emotionally blind, miss the opportunity right in front of them. That's where the Stoic man stands apart. He doesn't get lost in fantasy or overanalyze. He observes. He reads between the lines. He understands the feminine attraction isn't declared, it's revealed, and only to the man who is still enough to notice. In today's video, I'm going to show you 11 hidden gestures women use when they secretly like you. These are not the cliché pick-up artist tricks. This is deeper. This is about reading energy, eye contact that lingers, subtle mimicry, nervous laughter, feet pointing toward you, the way her voice softens or speeds up. Each of these signs carries meaning, and when combined, they create a silent language, a language of desire, vulnerability, and curiosity. Learn to speak it, and you'll no longer doubt whether she's into you. You'll know. So don't just watch this video. Study it, absorb it, because the modern Stoic man doesn't need to chase. He simply understands. If you've ever missed a chance because you misread the moment, this one is for you. Let's break the code. Sign 1. Her eyes reveal what she won't say. Her eyes will always speak before her lips ever do, and when a woman secretly likes you, the truth spills silently from her gaze, like a confession wrapped in stillness. You must understand. In the realm of attraction, words often lie, but the eyes, never. That is why the ancient saying holds weight. The eyes are the window to the soul, and in the quiet battlefield of modern relationships, especially for the Stoic man who watches more than he speaks, those who master the art of reading eyes hold a power most men miss. Let's break it down. The lingering gaze. If she holds eye contact with you for just a second longer than usual, that's an unconscious sign of interest. It's like her mind is telling her to move on, but her emotions are saying, wait, I like this. The double take. You walk by, and she looks once, then again. This is her way of making sure she gets another glimpse of you, even if she pretends it's accidental. The quick look away. When a woman is attracted to you but nervous about making it obvious, she might look at you and then quickly look away. This is her trying to play it cool while her body betrays her feelings. But here's the most telling sign of all. The dilated pupils. Attraction triggers a physical response. When she likes what she sees, her pupils naturally widen. This is completely involuntary, meaning even she can't fake or control it. The key here is observation. If you catch a woman making eye contact with you frequently or showing any of these subtle signs with her eyes, she might just be secretly interested in you, whether she admits it or not. Stay grounded, stay calm, and do not rush. A modern Stoic does not react. He sees, he understands, he chooses. If this message hit home, if you've experienced something like this, I want to hear your story. Drop it in the comments, and let's make this a space where real men learn the subtle art of reading truth in silence. Sign 2. She brings you up when you're not around. She brings you up when you're not around, and that's not just a coincidence. That's a loud whisper of attraction hidden in the silence of absence. You see, a woman who truly feels something for you won't confine those feelings to the moments you're physically present. No, real interest lingers, it echoes, it shows up in conversations where you're not even there. Pay close attention to how her friends react when you're around. If they nudge her, smirk, or say things like, "So this is the guy she keeps talking about?" Understand that your presence has already made an impact beyond your actual words. That's not just idle chatter, that's emotional real estate. And when she brings up inside jokes, moments only you two share, or uses your name as a reference point in her stories, you know who'd love this? You. That's not small talk. That's emotional imprinting. She's weaving you into the narrative of her life. As Marcus Aurelius once said, the soul becomes dyed with the colour of its thoughts. If her mind returns to you, even in your absence, then you've left a mark on her emotional fabric. In a modern Stoic sense, this kind of subtle sign should be observed with calm confidence, not needy hope. A wise man does not chase validation. He recognises the signs, respects them, and stays grounded. Remember, true attraction reveals itself not in grand declarations, but in the quiet repetition of your name, the laughter she recalls when you're not around, the look in her friend's eyes that says more than she ever will. This is how you know. When you're not physically in the room, but your presence still is. So if you're wise enough to notice, you'll realise her affection is not an announcement, it's a pattern. And patterns don't lie. As always, stay still, observe, and lead from strength. If any of this resonates with you, drop your thoughts in the comments. Has a woman ever brought you up when you weren't around? Let's talk. Sign 3. She laughs a lot at your jokes. She laughs a lot at your jokes, more than she should, more than logic explains, more than the joke deserves. And that's exactly the point. When a woman is genuinely into you, she doesn't just hear your words, she feels your presence, and her laughter becomes a signal flare of attraction. This isn't about being a stand-up comedian or trying too hard. It's about something much deeper, a subconscious desire to bond. Pay attention to the over-the-top giggle, that burst of laughter that seems too enthusiastic for a dad joke or a sarcastic remark. It's not the joke that matters, it's you. She's laughing because the sound of your voice lights something up inside her. And when she leans in as she laughs, that's not an accident. That's her body instinctively closing the distance, inviting you into her space. That lean is a bridge, and only a man with awareness, with presence, with stoic restraint, knows when to walk across it. And here's a golden detail many men miss. When she remembers something funny you said days ago and brings it up out of nowhere, she's been mentally replaying you like her favourite song. This is psychological anchoring. Your humour has created a positive emotional imprint in her mind, and that makes you unforgettable. As Victor Borge said, laughter is the closest distance between two people. This is not just science, it's strategy. Laughter lowers her defences, erases awkwardness, and opens the door to deeper connection. The modern Stoic doesn't force humour, he observes. He responds with timing. He stays calm even when the laughter floods in, because he knows it's not about being the clown, it's about being the calm in her storm, the man she feels safe enough to laugh with. Never chase approval through jokes. Let your humour be a reflection of your authenticity, not a tool for validation. In a world full of noise, a man who can make a woman laugh without trying too hard becomes a rare signal. If you recognise these signs in a woman, don't ignore them. Lean into them with confidence, but not desperation. That's the mark of a high-value man. And if this resonates with you, type in the comments right now, "Her laughter is my signal." Then, like this video, share it with a brother who needs this wisdom. And subscribe to our channel so you never miss another powerful lesson in Stoic attraction. Sign 4. She mirrors your movements. She mirrors your movements. This isn't just a surface-level coincidence. It's one of the most profound, yet silent signs that a woman is emotionally and psychologically drawn to you. Mirroring is a powerful subconscious behaviour deeply rooted in our evolutionary and social instincts. When a woman subtly begins to copy your gestures, posture, tone of voice, or even the phrases you use, she's not mocking you. She's bonding with you. It's her subconscious mind saying, I feel connected. I feel safe. I want to be aligned with you. This behavior is known in psychology as the chameleon effect, and it's one of the clearest indicators of attraction that most men overlook because they are too busy focusing on what is said rather than what is shown. The great Stoics would have appreciated this subtlety, for they understood that truth often resides in silence and observation. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If someone does wrong, it is because they do not know better. Do not be angry, help them understand." Likewise, if a man is blind to a woman's mirroring behavior, he's simply untrained in the art of presence. The Stoic man sees beyond words. He reads the room. He reads her. He notices that when he leans forward, she leans too. When he uses a unique gesture while speaking, she adopts it. When he says a particular phrase or slang, she starts using it days later. These are not random behaviors. They are unconscious affirmations that she is emotionally aligning herself with you, that she is entering your world without saying so directly. Now consider this from a biological standpoint. Humans are social creatures wired for connection. When someone mirrors you, they are literally syncing their nervous system with yours. Think of it as tuning two radios to the same frequency. If she's adjusting her pace to walk beside you, if her laughter comes just after yours in perfect timing, if her tone begins to match your cadence, it's because her body is trying to create harmony with yours. That's not flirtation, that's fusion. And here's the powerful part. This is all involuntary. She's not planning it. It's happening on a primal level. So what should the wise man do? Test it subtly. Shift your posture, cross your arms, rub your chin, change how you're sitting. Don't call attention to it, just observe. If after a few moments she does the same or mirrors the movement without realizing, that's the sign. That's the moment you understand. You're not just talking to her, you're affecting her. You're in her thoughts. You've entered the realm of influence without saying a word. That's the power of presence. This is where Stoicism comes in. The Stoic man does not chase validation. He doesn't need to hear, "I like you," to feel confident. He watches. He listens. He recognizes the signs the untrained man misses. He knows that when a woman mirrors him, she's inviting emotional intimacy. And here's where most men go wrong. They either dismiss it as coincidence or ruin it by calling it out. Don't do that. Stay still. Stay composed. Let her come closer. The more centered you are, the more she will naturally gravitate toward your energy. A woman mirrors a man she respects, admires, and feels emotionally safe around. That means you've already passed the most important test without even trying. Remember this. Women are emotional creatures who often express their feelings not through declarations, but through synchronization. As the old saying goes, actions speak louder than words. In her case, mirroring is the loudest silent message she can send. So if you want to deepen that connection, stay calm, stay stoic, and match her energy with quiet strength. And here's your moment to contribute. Have you ever noticed a woman mirror your movements? What did you think at the time? Share your story in the comments below. Someone else might learn something life-changing from your experience, because at the end of the day, the difference between a man who wins and a man who wonders is the ability to see the signs no one else is paying attention to. Sign 5. She mirrors your movements and speech. When a woman begins to mirror your movements, speech patterns, or emotional energy without even realizing it, you're witnessing one of the deepest subconscious signs of attraction, a phenomenon deeply rooted in human psychology and what the Stoics might call nature's silent agreement. This isn't just imitation, it's resonance. When she leans in as you do, when her hand finds her cup the moment yours touches yours, or when she starts echoing your favorite expressions back to you in her own words, it's not coincidence, it's connection. Just as Marcus Aurelius said, the soul becomes dyed with the colour of its thoughts. Her actions are dyed with her focus on you. She is aligning, not to manipulate, but because attraction has tuned her frequency to yours. In modern life, mirroring is often overlooked as mere coincidence, but men with discernment see through the noise. If you walk into a room and notice her posture shift in rhythm with yours, or her energy rising and falling in response to your tone, recognize this for what it is: a silent declaration that you are emotionally present in her world. The Stoic man does not act desperate in response. He notices, he observes, and he decides from a place of clarity. Remember, attraction is not in the words spoken, it's in the energy matched, the pauses held, and the glances that echo your own. Mirroring reveals emotional synchrony before a single confession is ever made. As Carl Jung famously said, "The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed." So pay attention, not just to what she says, but to how she moves when you're near. Sign 6. She gives you her undivided attention. In a world where distractions rule, and most people's attention spans have been shattered by the constant pull of notifications, messages, and social media feeds, there's one unmistakable signal that cuts through the noise. A woman who truly likes you will give you something more valuable than compliments, gifts, or flirty glances. She will give you her undivided attention. Let me be absolutely clear. Attention is the modern currency of value. If she willingly lays down her phone, turns away from the crowd, and fully locks in on you, you're no longer dealing with coincidence. You're facing real interest. Think about it. When was the last time someone remembered the random band you mentioned in passing? When a woman brings up your favourite music from a week ago, it means she wasn't just hearing your words, she was listening with intent. That's emotional investment. And in the teachings of modern Stoicism, where we learn to observe the subtle truths of human behaviour without clinging or projecting, this is a clear sign. Presence equals preference. Stoic wisdom tells us, if you wish to be loved, love worthily. Seneca. And a woman who pays you focused attention is showing that she perceives value in your presence, and she's showing it through action, not words. Notice her eyes, if they don't wander, if she leans in when you speak, if silence makes her more curious, not uncomfortable, if she asks about your thoughts, not just your job. These are not random acts. These are signs that you've pierced the surface and made it into her mind. Because true connection, my friend, starts with mental engagement. This is why you must pause during your next conversation. Let the silence hang. If she fills it with genuine curiosity, if she wants to know more, that's her subconscious saying, "Don't leave yet. I want to stay in your world." And here's what separates the wise man from the average. The average man misses it, while the Stoic sees it clearly and calmly. He does not chase it, but he acknowledges it. He stands in his worth. That's power. That's magnetism. That's emotional clarity. So next time she's not scrolling, not fidgeting, not lost in her phone, but instead fully immersed in your words, know this: you're not just talking, you're making an impact. You're not background noise, you're the signal. You are seen. That's when you smile inwardly and stay composed because you understand the truth. And before you scroll, comment this below. A high-value man observes, never chases. Then, like this video, subscribe for more Stoic wisdom in modern relationships and share your story. Have you ever caught this subtle sign from a woman? Let's talk in the comments. Sign 7. She finds excuses to touch you. She finds excuses to touch you. This is not just a trivial observation. It's one of the most ancient and deeply embedded signals of connection in human behaviour. Touch is older than language itself, a silent but powerful form of communication that bypasses words and logic, speaking directly to the emotional brain. When a woman is secretly drawn to you, her instincts often take the lead before her words ever will. In a world where boundaries and social cues dominate interactions, these small touches, seemingly accidental, are often intentional whispers of interest. Watch closely for the accidental touches that aren't truly accidents. When she brushes against your shoulder in a crowded room when there's clearly space elsewhere, or her leg rests against yours a little too long when you're sitting together, those are signs. A Stoic man observes without rushing to conclusions, reading between the lines of behaviour rather than chasing validation. But it's not just about fleeting contact. The duration reveals more than the moment. If she gives you a hug that holds for a few beats longer than necessary, or her hand rests on your forearm during conversation and doesn't withdraw immediately, she's testing not just her comfort, but yours. This is not randomness. It's a form of emotional probing. The playful slap on the arm during laughter? That's more than just humour. It's safe contact wrapped in fun, and she's seeing how you receive it, whether you tense up, ignore it, or lean into it. As the philosopher Epictetus taught, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. And that includes listening with the eyes, observing body language that reveals what the lips won't say. In the modern world, where women are often cautious about being too direct due to social expectations or past experiences, touch becomes a subtle strategy to explore attraction without risking outright rejection. But here's the Stoic advice for you. Don't overreact, don't assume, and above all, don't chase. A calm, grounded presence, an iron mind, is what invites more of her signals. Respond with subtle confidence, not desperate enthusiasm. A modern Stoic knows that desire expressed through action is far more honest than words alone. So if she keeps finding reasons to touch you, especially when she doesn't need to, it's time to be quietly aware. Attraction might be blooming in silence. Have you ever noticed a woman doing any of these? Drop your story in the comments. Let's learn from each other's experience. Sign 8. She acts differently around you. She acts differently around you. This is one of the most powerful yet easily missed signals a woman gives when she secretly likes you. Her energy shifts the moment you enter the room, and while she might not even be aware of it, her body language and behaviour start telling a silent story. This change isn't staged or rehearsed. It's a raw, unfiltered reaction. You might notice she gets a little more fidgety, constantly adjusting her hair, her clothes, or touching her neck or jewellery, not out of vanity, but because your presence heightens her awareness of how she appears. It's her subconscious trying to make sure she looks attractive in your eyes. Alternatively, she might turn into a more bubbly version of herself, laughing louder, smiling wider, teasing more, trying to create a magnetic field around her that you're drawn into. But it's not always outward excitement. Sometimes the effect goes the other way. A typically outgoing woman might suddenly become quieter, reserved, even a bit awkward, not because she's disinterested, but because she's worried that one wrong word might shatter the image she hopes you have of her. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This is especially relevant here, because as a modern Stoic man, you must develop the awareness to observe, not judge. Her shift in behaviour is not weakness. It is vulnerability expressing admiration. In a world where most people wear masks and guard their emotions, a woman showing this type of reaction is displaying one of the rarest gifts: sincerity. So be still, observe, and don't rush. Don't make assumptions, but also don't dismiss the signs. It's your presence that's causing the shift, and that says a lot. As Epictetus reminds us, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. Use this wisely. Watch how she behaves with others, then compare it to how she is with you. The contrast reveals the truth. If her behaviour is noticeably different when you're in the room, you're not just another man. You are someone who stirs something deeper inside her. Pay attention to that. And if you've ever witnessed a woman acting strangely or awkwardly around you without understanding why, now you know. She may have been showing you more than you realised. Sign 9. She playfully teases you. She playfully teases you. This may look like childish banter on the surface, but to the wise man, it's one of the oldest flirtation signals in the book, and if you understand the psychology behind it, you'll never overlook this powerful sign again. When a woman teases you in a playful, light-hearted way, mimicking your tone, poking fun at your habits, or giving you a cheeky nickname, what she's really doing is drawing a line between you and every other man in the room. This is not just humor, this is attention. And in the subtle language of attraction, attention is everything. The great philosopher Plato once said, "You can discover more about a person in an hour of play than in a year of conversation." And that truth holds firm in modern attraction. Teasing creates that irresistible push-pull dynamic, that dance of tension and connection, where she throws a little challenge your way and watches to see if you'll rise to it like a man of composure. It's her way of inviting you into her emotional world, testing whether you can meet her playful energy without being overly reactive or insecure. If she jokingly dares you to something, mockingly claims she's better at something than you are, or invents a teasing little nickname only she gets to use, that's her building a private little world between the two of you. But here's what separates the average man from the stoic modern man. He doesn't just react, he reads between the lines. He doesn't get defensive or overexcited. He plays along with calm strength, teasing back with charm and wit, not ego or desperation. This is where the magic happens. Your reaction tells her everything. If you can handle her teasing with confident detachment, you've passed the test. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. In the same spirit, the best response to teasing is to be unbothered, light and composed, showing her that your emotional frame is unshakable. Real life advice. If she teases you, smile, lean into it, and toss a playful comment back. Don't try to impress. Sign 10. She finds reasons to be around you. She finds reasons to be around you is one of the clearest and most underestimated signs of a woman's hidden attraction. And yet it is a truth that slips past the untrained eye of most men. As a man grounded in Stoicism, you are called to observe not just what is said, but what is done, because action, not words, reveals a person's true intentions. A woman who secretly likes you will rarely announce her feelings outright. Instead, she will quietly position herself in your environment, making small, almost imperceptible moves to draw herself nearer to your presence. This is not mere coincidence, it is intention disguised as spontaneity. Proximity is a language, and in the realm of human attraction, it speaks volumes. Just as water flows to the lowest point and fire rises toward the sky, people instinctively gravitate toward the energy that nourishes them. If a woman repeatedly finds ways to be near you, whether she shows up where you usually go, changes her routine to match yours, or conveniently shares space with you in rooms where many other options are available, this is a strategic move powered by subconscious desire. It may be subtle at first. Maybe she never cared for that quiet coffee shop on the corner, but now she's there, laptop open, just as you walk in. Or she starts attending the same gym you do and, oddly enough, shows up during your usual workout times. She's not just lifting weights, she's lifting opportunity. In a sea of empty seats, she chooses the one next to you. That is not randomness. That is attraction cloaked in humility. And here's the critical Stoic insight. The universe doesn't shout, it whispers. If you are too distracted, too focused on your own assumptions, or too eager to impress, you will miss the signal. You must train your inner stillness to perceive the patterns in her behaviour. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, the soul becomes dyed with the colour of its thoughts. If your thoughts are grounded in wisdom, you'll see through the fog of confusion and recognise her silent signal for what it is, a quiet request to be seen, to be noticed, to be acknowledged. Stoicism doesn't teach you to act impulsively, it teaches you to observe deeply. Women often avoid open declarations of interest, especially in today's culture where vulnerability is seen as weakness, so they express through motion, through presence, through planned coincidence. And you, the Stoic man, must not respond like a boy chasing every shadow, but like a man who understands the language of intention. The next time she shows up somewhere unexpectedly, sits beside you when she has many other options, or seems to know just a little too much about your schedule, understand this. She is drawn not to your words, but to your presence, your composed energy, your unshaken calm, your grounded masculinity. These things attract not just attention, but devotion. Do not ignore these signs, but also do not be ruled by them. Maintain your center. Observe without clinging. A woman's pursuit of proximity is her quiet dance of attraction, graceful, deliberate, and full of meaning. Let her come closer, and when she does, meet her not with desperation, but with awareness, appreciation, and confidence rooted in stillness. As Epictetus wisely said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." So react with wisdom, not ego. Recognize the gift of her attention without needing to dominate or control it. Simply receive it, and let your actions flow from a place of clarity and self-mastery. Brothers, if you've ever noticed a woman constantly showing up near you, changing her schedule, or seeking your space more often than coincidence allows, don't brush it off. It's likely more than random. Comment below if you've experienced this kind of silent pursuit. Your insight might just give another man the vision he needs to finally understand what's been unfolding in front of him all along. Sign 11. She finds excuses to touch you. She finds excuses to touch you. This is not just a moment of physical contact. It is one of the most ancient and powerful signals of attraction known to mankind. When a woman is drawn to you, especially in secret, she rarely declares it with words. Her touch speaks where her voice does not. She will find subtle ways to break the physical barrier, but do not be fooled into thinking these touches are accidental. That gentle brush of her arm against yours at the bar, that faint contact under the table, her fingers grazing yours as she hands you something. If it happens more than once, it's a message, not a mistake. And when she playfully hits your arm when laughing or nudges your side with a smile, understand this. She's not just teasing, she's testing. She's building comfort, creating chemistry, and seeing how you respond to closeness. Stoic men understand that attraction is rarely loud, it's silent, strategic, and intentional. A lingering hug, a handshake that holds for just a second longer, a touch on the shoulder that feels warmer than necessary. All of these are windows into her desire, veiled just enough to protect her pride, but strong enough to test your perception. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the colour of its thoughts, and if her actions lean toward touch, it's because her thoughts are tinted with affection." In modern life, when women are more guarded than ever, especially those who've learned to protect themselves emotionally, touch becomes her calculated risk. It's her way of stepping closer without having to speak her truth. If you are a man over 35, divorced, successful, or simply rebuilding your life, you must read these signs not with desperation, but with calm mastery. Do not flinch. Do not rush. Observe, interpret, and lead. Let your masculine presence anchor the moment. The touch is her move. Your response determines what happens next. If you've noticed this in your life, those repeated accidental touches, comment below with, "I've seen it. I know what she's doing." And remember this, most men miss their moment, not because the opportunity wasn't there, but because they weren't trained to see it. You are no longer one of them. Thanks for watching, my friend. If you've made it this far, here's what I want you to take with you. Don't just look at what a woman says. Watch what she does. The signs are there, but only a man who's calm, observant, and grounded in his masculine presence will truly see them. You don't need to chase or beg for love. You simply need to recognize the truth when it's standing right in front of you. Pay attention to the way she looks at you, how she positions herself near you, and whether she finds reasons to stay close even when she doesn't have to. Attraction is silent, but it's loud in her actions. Stay sharp, stay stoic, and remember, real power comes from knowing, not guessing. Take care, and until next time, stay wise.